Is your bed comfortable or hard? Soft or hard?
So
you've got left and right, and that's as you're laying in the bed.
okay.
And you've got two sides. Just go through, it'll say select sleep number, and you're on the right side currently. So you can go up or down with it.
So my side?
No, well, it's
This
right
would be the right side.
So I'm gonna get to the left side.
There, now you're on the left side.
Yeah.
Hold on. Now you're on the left side.
What's it doing?
Getting softer.
Yeah, it's going to start exhausting.
It takes a minute.
Butt sinking in.
Yeah, it's right now at 100, but I set it to...
Is it supposed to rise up?
No,
Okay. It's not one of those fancy ones.
you can hear that's the compressor underneath the bed.
See, look, it's slowly going by itself.
So is this bed still hollow on the inside, like where we put?
Yes, we do have storage underneath.
And the water tank used to be under here. So water tank under
It's
there.
in the basement now.
Okay.
But there is some storage underneath it.
Okay.
This underneath here is off limits. That's for us if we ever have to work on the slide out mechanism. So those are actually screwed down, so you can't get in there anyways.
So it's not as big as it used to be.
No, big enough to put a couple blankets.
So it's bigger than some.
And those are all mini storages.
Yep, those are all drawers.
This is where you gain that storage, by the way. You lost it there.
Make it a pantry.
Okay.
Carbon monoxide detectors on the ceiling. That's got a brand new battery in it.
And that. That's real good. And that's all this stuff here.
That's all your lighting controls, and then your speaker switches. Your dash radio will play in the bedroom. You can just shut the speakers off. You don't have any volume control or anything, but
And it's a different ceiling fan. We used to have the one that spin.
And turns on your dresser light over there.
Are you excited about that? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, it got really dark in here.
And turn on your kitchen. Cool.
and then your slide out switches for your bedroom slide. And just hold those down until they're all the way in. You cannot over retract or overextend them. The only thing you don't get is the lovely voice that you used to be able to hear.
Okay.
Slide out is turning in now.
Yeah.
Watch
So-
your arms and feet.
So you just push both of these and
Yep, you can
this-
go ahead and run one of them in.
Which one is this? Is door side is over there?
Correct.
And this is the bedroom?
Yep.
You have to hold it or
Yes.
that's it. Have they had issues with the slides?
Not anything. I mean, usually what happens is something gets caught, so they jump time. Something meaning something was in the way.
Okay.
But Newmar slides are probably the best slides on the market, bar none.
You're not biased, are you?
Well, I work on everything. So there's several slide systems that I don't care to work on because they're a pain in the neck. Newmar slides, we just don't have a lot of issues with them. And these do have,
These are locks.
that's what these are the automatic locks.
Oh, that's good.
So they're mechanical, but they're automatic. So once it's in, it's in.
Okay.
And that's for all of them. You don't need that pry bar. And you don't
Newmar
need
is still the best motorhome made in town.
well, they're not made in town.
I know,
so.
but you know what I'm saying? Is it still the best?
My opinion, yes. I work on everything. I've been doing this for almost 30. Well, I've been doing this for over 30 years now. 15, 20 years ago, there was probably some close competitors. Probably the closest for Newmar right now is Tiffin.
I heard of them.
Allegro, that's their
Right.
big name.
Okay.
But they've gone through some changes, and things are
Because one of
not.
the things that I noticed about, the only reason I went back to this was because I thought they used real wood instead of fake wood, and I thought they're
That's what the guy told us.
yeah, well, that's what we were told originally when we bought from you guys 20 years ago. So it's not
All
real
of
wood
Newmar's products 20 years ago were all hardwood.
now.
Most of all your cabinets are, but you do have some of the laminated trim in certain places in the coach. But for the most part, everything, yes, is still solid wood or real wood.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Okay. Anything else we need to know?
Oh, there's lots of stuff you need to know, but not back here.
Okay, that's what I was worried about. All right.
He's just putting in your side.
Yeah, so when we go outside. we
Oh,
can-
the other side?
Yep.
Oh, there's two sides. Oh. So somebody can watch TV Baker while somebody's driving up front if they want?
Yeah, it's a little difficult because if you're watching antenna TV, you're going to be in and out of your signal.
Right.
And if you're trying to watch the Blu-ray player, it's buried in down there. So
But if you hook up a Roku, you could.
you could, right? Yep. So yes, this will operate going down the road. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
And before we had to be on a generator for the air to work going down
Still
there?
do.
Still do.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I just loaded the TV.
Huh?
The TV went down.
Okay.
Refrigerator. Basically, turn it on. If it's in auto mode, it's going to choose between gas and electric. That's where you're going to run it 99% of the time. The only time I'm going to change this over, and I would only change it over to LP only, if you're at a park with low power and you're having a problem running your air conditioners, put this on LP gas. Because all the power we can use for the air conditioners is going to benefit you in the long run. So that's the only time I'm going to switch this to LP only. Now, typically, especially with a coach like this, you're probably going to be at a 50 amp service park, so you probably aren't going to have issues anyways. Start the refrigerator up 24 hours before you put any food in it. Try and put pre-cooled food in it initially. I realize when you're camping, you're going to go to this grocery store and you're going to bring back the warm food. Don't put a whole 12 pack of warm pop in there. Put 3 or 4 of them in at a time. These are absorption refrigerators, so they're actually removing the heat from whatever's in there and transferring it to the outside. So if you put a bunch of warm food in there, everything's going to start feeling warm in the refrigerator.
Okay.
So 24 hours in advance, and then the other important thing is run them level. So if you're going to park it in your driveway and your driveway's got a steep slant or whatever, you're either going to need to level the coach or you're not going to want to run the refrigerator because it will shorten the lifespan of it. Now going down the road is fine. It's moving back and forth, but to run it on a tilt one way or the other for an extended period of time, because of how this operates, you will basically plug up a cooling unit. This refrigerator is 150-year-old technology. It's a whiskey still. There's chemicals in the back cooling unit, and when they heat up, they
What's the
transfer.
difference between this and the other one that I had? The little
Nothing.
box? Nothing. Except that it's a little bigger,
It's bigger,
looks a little fancier.
but you will have people tell you that, well, these newer refrigerators, they're not as fussy. Nothing has changed other than the electronics.
Got it?
So, and yeah, your ice maker, if you don't want it to make ice, flip the bale up, which is where it is right now. Yeah, this is a little bit of storage.
Okay. Flip the bale up.
Yep.
This.
So if you want to use it for freezer space, instead of taking up that room for the ice maker, just flip that up and pull the bowl out.
All right, and does the ice maker automatically shut off when it's got enough ice in there?
If it lifts the bale, yes.
Okay.
Yep, just like your ice maker at home.
Okay.
Yep.
And when honey, hold on. And when I plug in, it'll automatically flip over to like.
Correct.
All right, so I have to do
Yep.
The only thing I have to do then is just keep it there.
On auto. Yep. Like I said, 99% of the time, that's where you're going to be.
Okay. And then you turn it off.
You got to push and hold to turn it off. That way you can't
And
accidentally.
what about
flip it.
setting temperature? I don't need to do that.
It just depends on weather and everything else. How the coach is sitting. you know, if this side the sun's beating on it, you may have to raise the temperature a little bit. And you've got 1 to 9, 9 being the coldest.
Okay.
So I generally will start out somewhere in the middle and work from there.
Okay.
You want this on or off?
Off. I'm not gonna take it with us yet. Double the size refrigerator though?
I know, thank God. There's too many of us now.
Okay.
We went from 4 to almost 8. Mom,
It's a few more.
Erica, Mom out.
Bathroom is pretty self-explanatory. Not a whole lot out of the ordinary in there.
No.
GFI outlets, again, your switches on the wall. There's a bathroom fan switch. The bathroom fan actually is a rain sensor. So most people, they'll jump in the shower and wait to turn the fan on until they get out. Well, these being rain sensors, that rain sensor is going to set itself basically and say, I'm not opening because it's wet, just from the condensation in the bathroom. You can override that by pushing the up and down arrow and holding it for about 5 seconds. There'll be a little red light that comes on below. So you can go ahead and push it so you can see what it's doing.
What did you push?
The up,
Temperature?
down, no, push the up down arrow
The up down arrow on the
on the panel.
right. So that's
Just push and hold it.
the up.
Push and hold it longer.
Doesn't matter what
Till the
side, because
red
one
light.
says speed and one
No,
says.
the up and down arrow.
Oh,
this,
gotcha.
This
These are
up and
also-
down. Yes. So now the rain sensor is deactivated. So now even if it starts raining, it's going to come in the coach. However, like I said, most people aren't going to turn that fan on until they get out of the shower. They don't want that cold air coming through here when they're in the shower.
Except if it's 180 degrees out, I want all the coolness I can get.
Well, right.
Okay.
And then, yeah, just push and hold it again to reactivate it. Now it's reactivated.
All right. And the speed fan, the temperature is based on.
On the temperature in the coach, so that fan will fluctuate speeds as it cools down.
Okay.
Or you've got just the high, the 100% all the way down to 0.
And what is the ceiling vanity water pump?
Your switch plate, all your lights in your bathroom.
Okay. Black tank, BKL.
Backlight. That dims the panel lights. So every time you touch it, it dims down one more. And that's especially important for the bedroom because some people don't like those lights at night. So that actually is underneath the headboard for that room.
So this is supposed to be dimming the lights?
No, it's the light plate. It dims the
Oh,
plate.
got it. Like a night light. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you can go all the way to off. And then yes, they will.
Okay. Water pump.
There's several switches for your water pump in the coach. One in here, all your wet areas and outdoors. It's a demand system, so if you're using water out of the tank, pump needs to be on. I do recommend shutting it off going down the road because you can't hear the pump running if somebody were to pump a faucet open. Just for safety's sake.
Got it. Too bad I can't see, right? Never use all this. Deeper sink though, guys.
What are
about
the
cleaning
chances of
this?
all these lights going out?
At once or burning out?
Like when they burn out, like the accent lights and stuff.
They're LEDs. The accent lights, they run cool enough where we don't have a lot of issues with them. I mean, they are light, so they can burn out.
Then you
But
replace
don't
them.
have, yeah. They've been running this light system for about 6 years now. And other than a bad batch of lights that they went through a couple of years ago, we really haven't had issues.
Okay. So I saw the toilet paper roll was in there. Toilet paper holder.
Yep.
And I know that we should probably latch this while driving, so we
Yes.
can break this. And that runs, I'm assuming, like it used to run. How do you clean this?
Just a mild soap and water.
Okay, I I know that's a crazy question. And this is what? Corian?
Corian, yep, and again, non-abrasive. You know, glass cleaner works great. Ammonia-free glass cleaner. Really anything that's non-abrasive,
Okay.
or just hot water in a rag.
Okay. Got that. Technically, not in this. Not in the okay.
Well, great, because you've got homework to do because I don't cook. Microwave convection oven. It's not hard to use. There is an internal menu in it if you decide to use it, but there's some great videos on YouTube showing you how to use
We
a
had
convection
one of these,
oven.
but I wasn't. Yeah, we never used it for convection.
Microwave is the same. I mean, you can actually just put 2 minutes and push the start button,
Okay.
There's
and
something
it'll
in
take
there.
off. And a lot of times it's going to ask you to open the door because it doesn't know when the last cycle was. If you're using it as a microwave, make sure you take out the metal racks.
Ooh.
If you're using it as a convection oven, don't use the steamer bowl because you'll melt it. But other than that, this can be in there at all times. And then, like I said, it does have a built-in menu. So if you decide to use it on convection, when you open the door, the rest of this is going to light up just like it did. If it's not there, you're like, where's all my buttons? Just hit the little menu icon, and that's going to bring up the rest of it. So we go to convection, and you can just select through, and it'll walk you through here. So select, we're going to use convection. Do you want to use the internal cook recipes that they have? Sure. And I feel like an angel food cake. Well, the first thing that pops up is bakery foods. Well, these little icons here just tell you about how many menus are built into here. So this has 8. Yep. Angel food cake's the first thing that pops up. So bake 1 cake, yep. It's gonna say use convection rack, press start.
Got it.
So it just walks you right through.
Make hollow in there, Mom.
You could make Highlander.
So,
Okay.
Cooktop, open a burner, count to 5, click the piezo.
Got it.
And these you can turn all the way down.
Does it have a fan underneath this?
The microwave has the fan, so. And this will travel here, but this does come off, so if you need to take it off to clean things, or you know, you splattered bacon grease or whatever, it does come off there. It's heavy. And these are soft close drawers. All your drawers are soft close.
This is
And one of these I think has, here's your extra touch-up paint. This is the same paint that was used on the coach. This is your whole house water filter wrench for the outside, and you'll see that once we get outside.
silverware drawer?
And then, yes, and then we have your awning remote, which we'll need that.
Okay.
All of your owner's manuals are right up here. Everything you do and don't want to know about your coach. There is an actual manual in there for the Canyon Star. There's also individual manuals and registration cards and everything else. Everything in the coach is covered for a year. Unless you like to get a lot of junk mail, I don't bother sending them in unless they're offering some grand, you know, warranty or something. But generally speaking, there's nothing there that you need to fill out. Everything is done by Newmar. So, of course, your recliner, your table folds into a bed. There's a little lever underneath here that you'll flip, and you're probably going to want to move these cushions around because the bed, this actually will sit on top of
down.
them. Yes,
It's no longer flip off.
correct.
Okay.
And
And
then,
this comes off.
yeah, they're a little bit heavy, but and now you can put the table down. Yeah, flip the lever first.
And you flip it.
Just push it down, and then slide these back in, and then your filler cushions in the closet.
These are just extras.
Yeah, those you'll just set aside. They're just Velcroed, or you can put them back up too. Depends on how.
So we
how
lost
the
the space
person is.
underneath our table.
Mhm.
It's kind of a small table to sleep on. Couch.
Yeah, it's not meant for somebody like me.
Well, no, but honestly,
I'm normally the one that sleeps on the
you know,
table.
so put this back in. Get a look.
Well, this doesn't work out too well. Simba ain't sleeping with me.
No, but somebody can sleep on this.
I'll sleep on it. This is very awkward.
Yeah, I beat sleeping on the ground outside, but
Yeah, and I'm surprised these don't go. This one fit in there instead.
no, because they're contoured. They used to do that.
That's
but,
what ours used to do.
But because everything has gone more residential,
That's kind of cool. That
yep, then
makes
just flip
setting
the
it up
lever.
so much easier.
And then the couch makes into a bed. And yeah, there's no magic place for the cushions.
They always go in the front
Wherever
seat.
they're out of the way.
They always go in the front seat.
No, we used to put them underneath the bed.
No, we used to put them on the front seat.
This bed, there is a little, I don't know why they do it, but there's a little travel lock here. So pull up and lift out. This bed can be a little tricky because it actually sleeps this way. So you've got to kind of hang on to it and flip it at the same time. So you're going to pull it up and out and then grab this bar. And there you go.
So before it didn't come with a mattress, Mom.
What?
It was just a couch.
But wasn't this a special mattress?
Yeah, this is a special mattress. It's they're not using, in a lot of them, they're not using the air over inner spring anymore because they've come out with mattresses that do sleep as comfortable, that are lighter, easier to deal with. So
I had this for something. I was trying. Two people come on. That's big. Yeah, this one's bigger. This is almost like a queen. Right?
this might be a king
This is almost bigger than.
Yeah, comfortable.
because your that's a king, and it looks like the same size.
Why not?
Maybe not.
I don't know why I mind, no?
But you can actually put. But it's comfortable.
Yeah. Mom, sit on it.
Okay.
It's better than what it was. On a hard couch.
Somebody had to put a mattress covers, the tablet covers.
Yeah, and it is a standard. Yeah, it's got to be queen.
Look. So if I wanted to stop playing, I have a question. If I wanted to like put a pillow top thing to make it more cushy, does that limit my ability to put back in?
Depends on how thick it is. Some of those are pretty thin, so you'll still be fine. But because of how tightly this does fold up, you're not going to want much more than that on there.
Might just bring it as a second.
Huh?
We're not gonna fit a man mattress.
And then just kind of slide it past.
Unless you fit it in the kitchen. Like this way.
And then when you flip that lever down, make sure your fingers aren't underneath it, because it will snap. And then just kind of lift up and push down. There you go. And then push it down.
I'm pushing.
Push harder. Should have had a bigger lunch.
No, I'm serious. Oh my god, what are you doing? Can we?
Yeah, you're actually flipping that portion of it also.
Oh,
So,
is there a way to oil it to make it so loose?
no, that's the way it moves. Now, the more you use it, it's going to loosen up a little bit. But that's how those ones work.
Okay.
There's a lot of things I can fix, but I can't fix, you know.
If we put an air mattress, it would have to be here. It would be a single bed. The one thing I would get back to is the kitchen.
Yeah. I was just gonna see how long it took you to notice.
Interior design, come on.
Bose speaker, the remotes,
Nice.
and your Blu-ray disc player for the front TVs. Your Bose,
Is it Bluetooth?
yes,
Yes.
because they've gotten away from the home theater,
Oh.
the big box systems. Number one, they're a pain to use.
I love these speakers.
But basically, just turn the power on and select TV. Whatever plays in the TV will come out of the Bose. If you want to use it Bluetooth, just push and hold the little Bluetooth symbol. There's a little light up here, start flashing. Look for it on your device, and it pairs just like that.
I have those.
So it's super simple.
There goes your TV.
Really, the only buttons you're going to use are the volume button, the TV, the Bluetooth, and the power button. So yeah, there's 100 buttons on here, but you won't use any of them. And like I was saying, just like the back TV, if you're not going to do satellite, this runs to the back of the TV, so you can plug your device in here, whether it be a Fire Stick or whatever. So you don't have to actually access the back of the TV.
What will your Roku give you?
Netflix, Disney Plus.
We just need a hotspot our phones.
Right.
So nothing. It gets you absolutely nothing without DVDs.
So, but other than that,
How'd you put that up and down?
Right here. Ready? Press the down button. Bye, TV.
don't
Look at it.
hold it for more than about a second.
Yep, just touch it and leave.
Because if you hold it down for about 8 seconds, you'll put it into programming mode, and then your TV will only come up about halfway.
Ready?
Do accent and turn off the ceiling fan.
No, I don't want to turn off the ceiling fan. No, the ceiling light. Look. Okay.
Um,
Lightsaber has to be the ceiling.
Smoke detectors on the ceiling. That's got a new battery in it. And then we get to,
Wait, we only have 2 TVs in here, right?
and one, there might be one outside.
I don't think we
6.
got the one.
Okay.
We did. I thought we had 6 TVs in this thing. Wasn't there one in the bedroom?
There's one in the bedroom, one here. There's not one in the front.
You ordered 4 TVs.
I ordered 4 TVs.
And you don't have outside entertainment.
No, I knew I didn't, but I thought we had a TV up there.
There were supposed to be like 4 TVs in this thing.
That you'll have to talk to your salesman about.
Yeah, I know there's supposed to be 4 TVs. The only one we took out.
Because when we talked to him, he said, "How many TVs do you want?" He
Well,
said, "Do you
4 TVs would be the max this one would have, because it would have one up here and one
And
outside.
that's what should have been. There should have been one up here. The one outside, I know I said.
I will be honest with you, this TV up here is useless because you can't watch it going down the road. And with this
We used to
TV here,
override it though so that they could
you
watch it.
can.
Yeah, I don't touch TV, but I know we did sometimes.
Yeah, check that
Because
with
when
him.
we talked to
Make a- make
whatever
a-
his name is originally,
Chad.
Chad.
originally, he said, "Do you want the outside entertainment, or do you just want the 3 or 4 TVs on the inside?" And you said, "No outside entertainment, only the 3 or 4 TVs on the inside."
So
So
yeah,
you
just
had
give
one
it to
here,
him.
one there, and we were supposed
So
to
we
have
didn't
one.
get it? It's not white.